And also on top of it goes to your point of like, it's so stigmatized that as a guy, like if you start to talk about it, then we kind of put it on ourselves too, like because it's the general like status quo, and then we like play along with it, all of us, right? But and that's kind of like the trap. But that's why I think what you're doing here is important, like the community aspect, because yeah, when you just have a community behind you, it's and like we're all like there, we're all going through different things, but we're all kind of like kind of there for the same reason. We want to get better. It's you don't feel alone. So
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and you don't want, and those type of people too don't want to make you feel this the way that they know you could, that the general public makes you feel,
Yes. Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
and then but it's like as we expand our community, we talk to a person, they come in, it's like that's actually how we're going to actually change, like have an actual impact in the
Yes.
real world,
In the real
you
world.
know
Yeah, and you made obviously a couple points, but the last point was you don't feel alone
yeah.
because people that, for example, would be coming to this community are struggling with different things. You see somebody, and the question is, oh, what are you going through right now? Why do you
Yeah.
feel alone?
Yeah.
Because you mentioned towards the end you don't feel alone, and that's the same thing two guys from the first podcast were saying was you feel less alone, like when you come and you talk about this stuff,
Yeah.
the things that are bothering you the most. And like you said, it's different for everybody, but the general public, or your perception of the general public, it isn't that support, that encouragement that you want. And
Yeah.
so this community is going to give you that, and we're all growing together. We all are desirous of greater things, and that's what this community will do. I shared with Anthony a story that there's a priest who told me one time there was a young man that came to his office. I probably told you the story. A young man came to his office and said, "Father, can I speak to you right now?" And the father said, "Not right now, I'm busy. Can you come back tomorrow?" So tomorrow came, and somebody handed that father a little newspaper article, the news, and that young man who came the day before had committed suicide that night before.
Right.
And so the moral of the story is loneliness is a real thing. Like, it's a real problem.
Yeah.
And we can either pretend it's not, or we can tell people, oh, just be a man, get over it, don't mention it. Things maybe not as drastic as suicide will happen,
Yeah.
but guys probably won't be happy. So the
Exactly.
idea of this,
And it builds.
it builds. It's a snowball effect.
Yeah.
The idea of this is to make people less lonely, give them hope, grow in our into our desire for more intellectual, more holy things, and help each other, support each other.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. It'll allow us to grow, and like the community will allow you to grow. One of the aspects is because like it won't allow you to, it won't, that snowball effect. It'll allow it to not even like snowball, because like, let's say something comes up, I just go to the community, I get it off my chest, boom, then the snowball hasn't even started. Then something happens again, boom, we're just, that's what's important about community, is like, not saying that you're obviously gonna like dump all your emotions on other people, because like, um someone's going through something too, and like they got to help themselves too. But like, that's the thing, is like, it's kind of, the universe kind of works in like a paradox way, where it's like what you put in is the exact return of what you're going to get out. So it's like, even if you're having a bad day and you like come to the community and you're like talking to someone, that makes you feel better, just because you got that off your chest and you didn't really let it snowball.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, exactly.
so like it, and then obviously there's going to be times where you're not going to tell your community, but like that you can handle those things. But like, so there's like a balance. There's kind of like this like yin and yang, where like the energy balances itself out.
Yeah. Whereas it seems like most of the time you just don't tell anybody anything.
Exactly.
Because you think you should be able to do it by yourself, and you think that you're being weak if you tell people about it.
It's almost like an ego thing, kind of, almost.
Yeah.
In a sense
It is.
too.
Yeah, it really is. Because I've noticed, like, when I'm more confident, in control, and calm, it's way easier for me to admit my weaknesses.
Yeah.
Much easier, and I'm more willing to do it. But it's when I'm feeling not that good that I don't want to talk about them. It's interesting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
No, 1,000%.